Dear students, welcome to Genius Point YouTube channel. Once again, today we will keep our eyes on Indian Constitution. Take a look on some multiple choice questions on Indian constitutions which are indispensable for LTR, SSD as well as other competitive examinations. So my dear students, without wasting time, let's start. Which of the following non-member of parliament has the right to address it? Its correct answer is Attorney General of India. In the parliament, lower house, my dear students, lower house is also called Lok Sabha. Yes or no? Lower house is also called Lok Sabha. When did the first Lok Sabha function? When did the first Lok Sabha function? The right answer is 1952 to 1957. Option C is the right one. Normally, what kind of session does the parliament hold? Winter session. Normally, winter session is held on the parliament. What is the law making authority of government? Legislative. Under which schedule of the constitution every member of parliament takes oath or affirmation? Third, option B is the right one. How many members represented union territories in Lok Sabha? How many members represented union territories in Lok Sabha? 20. Option A is the right one. After how many years one-third of the members of the Rajya Sabha retire? 2 years. When does the president assent the bill? When Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both passed the bill. Option C is the right one. Take a look on question number 10. Who shall not give vote in the first instance in either of the House of Parliament? Speaker as well as chairman. They do not give vote in the first instance in either of the House of Parliament. What is quorum laid down to constitute? Question number 11. What is quorum laid down to constitute a meeting of either of the Houses of Parliament? Option A, 1/10 of the total number of members of that house. Option A. Lok Sabha has the supremacy in which matter? Money bill. Lok Sabha has the supremacy in money bill. A person who is not a member of parliament can appointed as the minister by the president for maximum period of 6 months. A person who is not a member of parliament, he can be appointed as a minister by the president for maximum of 6 months. At least how many members are required to introduce of no confidence motion in the Lok Sabha? 50 members. The administrators of union territories are designated as Lieutenant General, Lieutenant Governor, Chief Commissioners, as well as administrators. So option D is the right answer. The members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. Option A is the right one. The members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. Question number 17. The parliament can extend the life of the Lok Sabha during the national emergency in the first instance for a period of 1 year. Who can dissolve the Lok Sabha before the expiry of its normal term of 5 years? Who can dissolve the Lok Sabha before expiry of its normal term of 5 years? Option C, the President on the recommendations of Prime Minister. Option C, the President on the recommendation of Prime Minister. Lok Sabha passes vote on account to Lok Sabha passes vote on account to meet the expenditure during the period between the introduction of budget and passage. Option A is the right answer. Which one of the following states sends the maximum number of representatives to the Rajya Sabha? Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is only one state which sends the maximum number of representatives to the Lok Sabha. My dear students, in Uttar Pradesh, it is the largest populated state in India. And also another fact is there. If we think about the wheat production, it is number one in wheat production. And also on the other hand, recently, according to the fish production, it is topmost. We are just talking about Uttar Pradesh. The Rajya Sabha can be dissolved before the expiry of its term by it cannot be dissolved. Option D is the right one. The council ministers does not include state ministers. Option C. The parliament or a state legislature can declare a seat vacant if a member absents himself without permission from the sessions for 60 days. Shakti Sthal. The Council of Ministers Indian Union is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. And Shakti Sthal, it is related to Indira Gandhi. Question hour in the parliament refers to the first hour of the sitting. The first hour of the sitting is called question hour in the parliament. The portfolios among the members of the Council of Ministers are allocated by the President on the recommendations of the Prime Minister. Option C is the right one. Which of the following states sends the largest number of members to Lok Sabha after Uttar Pradesh? Maharashtra. Take a look on question number 25. When a bill is considered by the two houses of parliament at a joint sitting, the decision is taken by simple majority. Who presides over the meeting of the Council of Ministers? The Prime Minister. And he is also the head of the Planning Commission. And now its name has been changed and it is called Niti Aayog. The Prime Minister is elected by the Lok Sabha. The responsibility for the recruitment of all India services rests with the Union Public Service Commission. At present, the UPSC office is located at New Delhi. In the event of the resignation or death of the Prime Minister, the ministry will be dissolved. The ministry is dissolved. The UPSC submits an annual report on its work to the President. The governor of a state is appointed by the President. The Comptroller and Auditor General can be removed from his office before expiry of his term by the President on the recommendation of the Parliament. Option D is the right one. Which constitutional article provides personal immunity for President and Governors for official act? Option D, Article 361. What is the minimum age for appointment as a governor? 35 years. Who of the following is the executive head of the state? The governor is the executive head of the state. Which article under the fundamental rights is direct related to the exploitation of children? Article 24. The contingency fund of the state is operated by the governor. Option A is the right one. The DPS, like the direct principle of state policy, it has extracted from the Ireland constitution, from the country of Ireland, and the direct principle of state policy are non-justiciable. Option B is the right one. The salary and allowances of the governor are charged to the consolidated fund of the state. Option B. Panchayat Raj system in India is laid down under direct principle of state policy. Option C. My dear students, Panchayat Raj, this system has firstly started from Rajasthan. You know that Panchayat Raj Divas, it is celebrated on 5 March every year. Who appoints the chief minister? The governor of the state. They appoint chief ministers. By which constitutional amendment 10 fundamental duties were added constitution for Indian citizens? While the 10 fundamental duties were added due to the which constitutional amendments? Its correct answer is option D, 42nd. Option D is the right one. Chief Minister of a state is responsible to Legislative Assembly. Option B. Which of the following is the largest area-wise Lok Sabha constituency? Ladakh. What is the tenure of a member of council state? 6 years. Who of the following is regarded as the head of the state council of ministers? The chief minister. My dear students, 0 hour is contribution of the which country? It is the contribution of India. Indian constitution has 12 schedules. Like that, the preamble of the constitution, it was amended by which amendment? The 42nd amendment. All that time also 10 fundamental duties had been added in 42nd amendment. Which of the following is not a member of National Human Rights Commission? Which of the following is not a member of National Human Rights Commission? My dear students, here the right answer is option C, Chairperson of Niti Aayog. Who said that India is quest federal state? K.C. O'Hare. Option D is the right one. K.C. O'Hare. India's national animal is tiger. The last of the Charter Act concerning India was the Act of 1853. The total number of spokes in national flag 24. There are 24 spokes in the national flag of India. Was the first Indian to become member of the British Parliament? Dadabhai Naoroji, it is very easy question. Dadabhai Naoroji was the first Indian to become member of the British Parliament. Which act provided India to become an independent state? Independent Act 1947. It provided India to become an independent state. Number of elected members in Legislative Assembly 230 in Madhya Pradesh. 230. There are 230 elected members in Legislative Assembly of Madhya Pradesh. Article 17 of India Constitution deals with abolition of untouchability. Abolition of untouchability deals with the Article 17 of Indian Constitution. The description of fundamental rights for the Indian Constitution is in Article 12 to 35 of Constitution. Option A is the right one. Dear students, take a look on question number 66. Human Rights Day. It is celebrated on 10 December. Human Rights Day is observed on 10 December. Like that, Pravasi Bharati Divas, 9 January. Why do we celebrate Pravasi Bharati Divas? Because in 1915, on 9 January 1915, Gandhiji had returned from South Africa. That's why 9 January is considered as the Pravasi Bharati Divas. Who is called the custodian of the Constitution in India? Supreme Court. When Supreme Court in India was inaugurated, 28 January 1950. From which country tradition of written constitution began? America. Tradition of written constitution had started from America. Which act introduced the bicameral legislature? 1919 Act. Who is the chairman of Niti Aayog? Prime Minister. The term socialist was brought into the preamble of the Indian Constitution by which amendment? 42nd Amendment. State who was first implemented 73rd Constitutional Amendment? Madhya Pradesh. The directive principle are what? Non-justiciable. A few minutes before I was just talking about it. DPSP, direct principle of state policy, they are completely non-justiciable. National Planning Committee, it was set up by National Planning Committee. But foreign policy, I'm just talking about foreign policy. It was created by Jawaharlal Nehru, but National Planning Committee, it was set up by Subhash Chandra Bose, who is not a member of the committee for the appointment of chairperson and members of the National Human Rights Commission, chairman of the Council of States. Option B is the right one. Who amongst the following drafted the Sarvodaya plan? Jayaprakash Narayan. Take a look on question number 84 also. Age for voting was reduced from 21 to 18 years. In which amendment act? At first, those whose age were 21 years, they were eligible to give vote. It has been reduced 21 to 18 by which constitutional amendment act? The right answer is 61 or 61st. 5-year plan, it has been started from 1951 to 52. In which article of Indian Constitution the provision of the election commission is mentioned? Article 324. The basic objective of fifth five-year plan was poverty removal. In which year was the Communist Party of India divided into two parties, CPI and CPIM? 1964. The Communist Party it had been divided into two parties, and one is CPI and another one is CPIM in 1964. The second five-year plan was based on which model? Mohanlal-Bush model. Which committee recommended for three-tier Panchayat Raj system in India? Balwant Rai. First generation election under the Indian Constitution was held in 1952. Under which five-year plan was the decision to establish socialistic pattern of society taken? Second five-year plan. Who has termed Constitution a sacred document? B.R. Ambedkar. He termed Constitution as a sacred document. The formal beginning of 12th five-year plan from 2012 to 2017. What does VVPAT stand for? Voter Verifiable Paper Audit Trial. VVPAT. Which amendment of the Constitution relates to anti-defection law? 52. 52nd Amendment. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Development, when did it start? It has been started in 2005. What kind of Panchayat Raj system was recommended by the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee? Three-tier. Who is the first ever state constituted in linguistic basis? Andhra Pradesh. In India Constitution, the method of election of president has been taken from which country? Ireland. And DPSP, it has also extracted from Ireland, like the DPSP, Direct Principle of State Policy. And the Indian Constitution, the method of election of president, it has been also taken from Ireland. Concurrent list has taken from Australia. What is the literal meaning of the term quaranto? It's mean by what authority or warrant? Take a look on the next questions. What is the first ever state constituted on linguistic basis? Andhra Pradesh. Under the British rule, when Directory governing system was introduced for the first time, the right answer is Government of India Act 1919, option A. Who administers the oath of the President of India? Chief Justice of India. Who among the following is the executive head of the state? President. President is the executive head of the state. When were the fundamental duties of Indian citizens incorporated in Constitution? 1976. Which of the following is a feature of federal government? Division of powers between federal and state government. By which bill the government propose collection of revenue for a year? Finance bill. The right answer is finance bill. What is the minimum age for a candidate who will seek election to Lok Sabha? His age should be 25. The minimum age should be 25. Take a look on question number 109. Under which article President of India can proclaim financial emergency? Article 360. Who will decide the office of profit? Parliament. Option D is the right one. In the Indian parliamentary system, vote on account is paid for how many months? 2 months. Option A is the right one. Which of the following writ of the High Court or the Supreme Court is issued to restrain a person from holding a public office which he is not entitled? Quaranto. Option D is the right one. The power to impose reasonable restrictions on the fundamental rights of Indian citizens rests with the Parliament. Option B is the right one. So, my dear students, there is one article. Which articles from which article to which article they cannot be suspended from during emergency? Take a look. The article 20 to 21 cannot be suspended even during emergency. The government of India instituted Bharat Ratna. Bharat Ratna Padma. My dear student, it is a very indispensable question. Like that, while Bharat Ratna as well as Padma Shri, these awards are given under which article? Under Article 18. It is a very interesting question. While the awards like Bharat Ratna and Padma Shri are given under Article 18. In which year was Communist Party of India founded? 1964. A person can move the Supreme Court directly in the event of violation of fundamental rights under Article 32. Which fundamental right in the Indian Constitution prohibits trafficking, forced labor, and children working under 14 years of age? Right against exploitation. Option C. A person can move Supreme Court directly in the event of violation of fundamental rights under Article 32. Part 4 of the Constitution of India deals with DPSP, which has extracted from the Constitution of Ireland, direct principle of state policy. So, my dear friends, students, and all competitive aspirants, if you came to this channel firstly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your channel Genius Point. Thanks a lot. God bless you.